Father Emil Capon, a priest and army chaplain during the Korean War, was captured along with his men from the 8th Cavalry after 3 days of brutal combat and was sent to a POW camp. On Easter Sunday, March 25, 1951, he startled his fellow POWs by wearing a purple stole, opening a missal, and somehow he convinced the atheist guards into letting him hold an Easter service. At sunrise, 80 officers, bearded, dirty, and covered with lice, followed Capon up a little rise to the steps of a bombed-out church. Capon held a crude cross made from broken sticks. He said he didn't have the equipment to give them a proper mass, but then he held up his ciboria, the tiny gold container that held the communion host he had placed on the tongues of his fellow soldiers. And although he had no host to offer now, he desired that so greatly. When he opened his missal, he didn't begin with the Easter promise. Instead, he started from the dark brutality of Good Friday. As the guards glared, Capon read the Stations of the Cross, describing Christ's condemnation, torture, and death. He was quoted as saying, "You can't have an Easter without having a Good Friday first." These events put Father Capon's faith to the test. Current events put our faith to the test. Here, we are in the midst of Holy Week, and we start the slow ascent up Calvary's hill. In today's Gospel, we hear Peter's desire to follow Jesus to the cross. We know that it was only after he encountered the resurrected Christ that he had the strength to follow Jesus till the end. It would take a heroic faith and an abundance of grace for Peter to overcome his fear and to fulfill his desire to follow Jesus. I've seen this heroic faith today. I've seen it in the couples choosing to have a wedding with 10 present instead of 200. In those who, although separated from the physical buildings of the church, still making time throughout their day for prayer. I've seen it in our healthcare workers, putting in seamlessly endless hours. We must turn to God for the gift of heroic faith, which can overcome any obstacle. We must trust that God has not abandoned his people and that he suffers and mourns with us from the cross.